Rally kicked off. Thank you. Bring them up.
Yeah.
So this is what People Power look like. I'm glad that all the ones came out to participate in this. All the various organizations. We salute you for coming together with all of us and standing together. You can see how the crowd started to come around with the people in the community, starting to jump on board and actually out here praying all with us, you know what I mean? Asking them what we doing. You know, this about really fighting for our brothers and sisters that don't have a voice.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's right.
You know, I did 18 years in prison, and I didn't have no support like this when I was in there, the whole 18 years. So to see this out here right now is beautiful. I can speak in behalf of all my brothers and comrades in there. They definitely appreciate the solidarity and support. You know, I want to speak about a couple of other people in prison right now, another issue. You know, the innocent prisoners that's in there. This is another reason why we want them free. You know, we have Leon Benson, been in there for 22 years this August. And they already know, the state already know this brother is innocent of the crime that he's in there for. You know what I mean? But he's been in there for 22 years, you know, because they don't want to let him out, they don't want to pay the money, and they don't want to admit their own faults. You know what I mean? But we saying free Leon Benson. Free Leon Benson. I say free Leon Benson. Free Leon Benson. Free Leon Benson. Free Leon Benson. We got another brother in there named Roy Amos. He been in there about 13, 14 years. So his people get killed. I'm not saying he was the greatest citizen out here, you know what I mean? But he shouldn't be in there for a crime he didn't commit. You know, somebody killed his girlfriend that was pregnant with his baby, his girlfriend's friend, and shot one of their kids. You know what I'm saying? He was all the way in the state of Kentucky when this happened. But they got him in there. You know what I mean? And this is an injustice against this brother and his own family and stuff. So we saying free Roy Amos.
Free Roy Amos.
Saying free Roy Amos.
Free Roy Amos.
I say free Roy Amos.
Free Roy Amos.
It's a lot of other brothers and sisters in there that's innocent. You know what I'm saying? But they've been put in a situation where they're vulnerable to this COVID-19. You know? And we saying all these ones that the state of Indiana know that's innocent, we definitely want you to free them right now.
Free them all.
Free them all. Free them all.
Free them all.
Our brothers and sisters that's in the concentration camps, I want to speak to that again because we need to start having solidarity with our Latin brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? They've been locking them up for a long time now. And it's a lot of them, they're not getting media attention. We don't even know a lot of the numbers that's going on in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? We hear about the state prisoners, the federal prisoners and stuff like that, but we don't see what they doing to the ones that they say is illegal. You know what I'm saying? We say the ones that's real illegal was the colonists that came over here and murdered the Native Americans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They the ones that was illegal. We say the ones that took the land from the Mexicans during the Mexican-American War was illegal. You know what I'm saying? So we don't tell our Mexican Latin brothers to go home. They're part of the struggle too. You know what I'm saying? They're part of this class struggle as well. We gonna stand with our brothers and sisters no matter who they are, where they are in this whole goddamn world. Because what we say, it's a class struggle. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to let my sister Kelly speak. Her son is in prison right now, been in there a long time. So I'm gonna let her speak in behalf of her son.
Go walk back to your village, which may be 1,000 miles away.
Thank everyone for being here and support. Like Kwame said, we need to be their voices. We need to let the people hear. I'm here on behalf of my son and millions of others behind the walls. Yes, they committed a crime and they're in prison, but they still need to be treated like human beings. And the policies that are written by Indiana Department of Corrections, they're all false because they don't follow those policies. And I want to, on a personal level, 7 years ago, my son was he's been down 9 years. 7 years he was at Pendleton. 5 years ago, he was diagnosed with TB from an inmate that affected 32 other inmates with this. So I know how easy it is to contract the virus, of any kind of virus, tuberculosis or the corona. For 4 years, with the help of Adam and his Indiana IER DC watch, I want to thank you, because without Adam and his team, I'd probably be 6 feet down right now. And that's the God's honest truth, because they supported me and my son and got the help that we needed. We fought for 4 years, and finally, after 4 years, the administrator of nurse said, yes, your son is very ill. I've ran all kinds of tests, and he definitely needs to see a specialist outside of this prison. The next day, not even 24 hours later, the internal affairs transferred him to another prison. We called the next prison the next day, and I repeated to her everything that I just did to you guys. She said, let me look at his medical files. She opens the folder up, there's not a piece of paper in it. 7 years of medical papers that my son filled out and requested to see the doctor inside Pendleton Correctional Facility. Denied, 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 denied. And those 4 years, my son, every time he got a cold or a sinus infection, it shut his body down. And they didn't care. They didn't care. So from there, they moved him to Carlisle, which is good because it's only 30 minutes and I get to see him every 2 weeks for 5 hours. It's great, but that's irrelevant. 2 weeks ago, he calls me and says, Mom, they're moving 12 inmates out of the segregation and moving ones that are sick with the virus back here. The same guards, 6 guards, are wearing gloves and masks. He's watching them daily these last 2 weeks, going from cell to cell to cell to give these inmates showers and give them their food trays, not taking their gloves off and their mask and what they're wearing, giving the same people the showers. That's dangerous. It's killing our people. It's killing. And I know how easy it is to get, and I don't want to scare you guys. But 3 weeks ago, my stepdaughter and her mother passed away. I lost the mother and then my stepdaughter 6 days later. They were both tested positive with corona. I wasn't around either one of them. Haven't seen them since Christmas because I work a lot of hours. And my work at home, that's my life. I got the virus because I was in their house for 20 minutes after they passed. 20 minutes to go in there and grieve and cry. I started getting sick a few days later. I had a fever, I got tested, I tested positive. That's how I know how fast anyone can get it. Because I wasn't around anybody. The work I'm at, there's 35 guys in the plant. Those 35 guys haven't even been working. I'm a cleaning lady. So I've been in this plant by myself with no other people, so I know I didn't get it from work. I got it 20 minutes being in their home. It's scary. And the government and the internal affairs is neglected and not done the right precautions to make this right. It's got to stop. All power to the people.
All power to the people. We got a couple of prisoners that want to make a speak in behalf of them their own self in there. So we gonna play a recording of some of the ones that's locked up right now, so you can hear from their own voices. Like I said, we are the vehicle for helping these brothers and sisters have a voice out here. You know what I mean? So when they stand up out in there, we're gonna be standing up with them out here. So like I said, when we was over at the transit center, we have to keep growing this. We have to keep doing this, because at the end of the day, our demands will be met, because they're gonna start to fear the fact that we starting to organize. We starting to come together. We starting to also, a lot of us, we anti-imperialists, you dig? We anti-capitalists, you dig? You know, we seen the fascist movement grow, the neo-Nazi movement grow, but we ain't seen the left come out here like we supposed to be coming out here. We telling the right that we out here now. This is what we talking about. We standing for the people. You dig what I'm saying? All power to the people.
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 We say free them all.
Free them all.
We say free them all.
Free them all.
We say free them all.
Free them all.
All right now.
This is Jerry Smith, Fahim Shabazz, is the name he goes by, at Westville, which just has the They just announced that they have around 90 cases at Westville. That amount increased from 7 to 87 in the course of a single day because they started testing people after somebody died this past week. And he's being held right now after about 20 years. He's being held on a parole violation. He's been incarcerated since he was 14 years old. So we're trying to get the people who are being held on technical parole violation released as soon as possible.
Basically, what's going on is they hold shit back, man. They not really telling us what's going on. COs is really telling people what's going on. Like they saying it was only a couple cases and that they separated the people and put them on lockdown when really in actuality some of the COs telling us, man, there's 80 cases of that shit over in B-Dorm, and then they just brought us masks 2 days ago, so they came in today and started sending everybody said that y'all on lockdown due to y'all not wearing y'all masks, So hold on, how we gonna wear masks when y'all just not gave us these masks 2 days ago? What y'all really doing is covering up all the shit that's going on, and y'all not trying to tell us because these people are dying, and the shit is getting more serious. Y'all saying EC side locked down, No, it's because y'all covering shit up, you know what I mean? And I'm seeing it for what it is. You have all these different COs coming in here, coming from different areas. That's the ones who bringing this shit inside of the prison. The prisoners can't go nowhere, man. Like, they can't go anywhere. So the only people that can be bringing it in is them, man. And these people are dying from that, man. These people got families. Like, I got families. I got people that love me, you know what I mean? And it seems like they don't care about it because they not having to deal with it on a daily basis. But there's a lot of covering up with this COVID-19. And they just trying to basically drown us in it together, man. They don't care. As of today, can't nobody go out. You can't go to child. You can't go get your commissary. You can't go get your medicine. Everything is being brought to you on the dorm. So tell me, why wasn't this implemented 3-4 weeks ago? Because if this would have been implemented 3-4 weeks ago, a lot of people probably would have been, if we would have had masks and no COs wouldn't have been coming over here from different units and nobody would have been leaving out of this unit, that would have probably saved a lot, man. Like, you got people that have been everywhere. So now you want to do it 3-4 weeks after this shit then kicked off, or after the COVID-19 stuff that kicked off. It's already been passed around, man. It's everywhere now. Ain't no telling what's going on, and ain't nobody being tested on a daily basis. Not one person in this dorm has been tested. Now they tested everybody in the B-Dorm, but ain't nobody been tested over here, man. Ain't nobody been having checks. Ain't nobody been really worried about us. I had to ask 3-4 weeks just to get the bleach, just to spring a room, man. Like, it's getting ridiculous to the point of I'm feeling like they really don't care about our safety or health. And that's why I'm asking for everybody out there who's listening to this, please fight on the parole violators' behalf to release all parole violators and people that have a year and under to get up out of this situation, because we've already served our time. I've been doing time since 14 years old. I've done 20 years and change, you know what I mean? So I've done 80% of my time. 32 through 16, and I did 21, so you can add that up. But they still have me here on technical violations. 2 of them, to be exact. Not a new case, but technical violations. So you want to try to ruin my whole life and give me a disease that could potentially kill me for a technical violation?
Say free them all!
Free them all!
We say free them all!
Free them all!
We got another person that went back to prison. I'm going to speak about him. He was talking about parole violators. Vernon Bateman, y'all might have saw him on Fox News. Angela Gote did a story about his case. He did a number of years, over a couple decades in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Even the victim in the crime said she lied about it. And one of the other witnesses in the case came back and said the same thing, that they had a vendetta against him, so they lied on him. So he ended up getting out. Me and a couple of people went to his parole hearing back in December. Vernon Bateman is his name. And we was able to get him released. It took him like 45 days to release him, but they followed this brother around the whole time. They harassed him the whole time. 2 weeks later, for no reason, they swooped down on him and took him back to prison. So he's in there for a parole violation. We don't even know what the violation is. You know what I'm saying? So we say, free Vernon Bateman.
Free Vernon Bateman.
We say, free Vernon Bateman.
Free Vernon Bateman.
We say, free him up.
Free them all.
We say, free him up.
Free them all.
Free him up.
Free them all.
This next one is Brother Kalfani Malik Khaldoon. He's at Wabash Valley.
All right, go ahead. Hello, good morning. This is Brother Kalfani Malik Khaldoon, also known as Leonard McQuay. It is 12 p.m. and I'm calling from Wabash Valley Correctional Facility. I would like to address a few things. Primarily, I'll deal with the issue first of the Indiana Department of Corrections currently is housing 6,000 prisoners who have less than 1 year to their release from prison. Due to the need of social distancing in the Indiana Department of Corrections with the potential spread of COVID-19, I would like to put out a call for support from any and everybody, activists, revolutionaries in the community in Indiana and abroad, to demand the release of these 6,000 prisoners. I am currently in a cell with a young brother from Indianapolis. He had no less than, 2 years, no less than 2 years from his release. So I don't know if he would meet that criteria. But at the same time, I feel like he should be placed in a category for release as well. The Indiana Department of Corrections recently passed out an assortment of handmade face masks in an attempt to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The medical department is trying to prepare as well because they know that a majority of the officers and the staff have to go home and come back. And if it does reaches the insides and confines of the Indiana Department of Corrections, it will have to come through those walls from staff. I would also like to say that there's been a lot of tension as a result of it because they have been restricting various housing units and various restricted housing units as well as far as us coming out of our cells. They're letting us stay in our cells to be fed over here where I'm at. I'm located in a housing unit called G Housing Unit, and all of the prisoners are being forced to basically eat inside of our cells. During recreation periods, we have to wear our masks. They're still letting us come out and have our 1 hour a day exercises, but we are not eating outside of our cells, which is something that we're supposed to be allowed to do instead of keeping us in the cells practically all day. I would also like to say that on 4/12/2020, on one side of the unit, which is the right side of G Housing Unit, 25 prisoners decided, after being angry and treated like animals and talked to like dogs, like they had a tail, they refused to go in. And as a result of that, they started to shoot pepper spray guns and gas and things of that nature at these offenders to get them inside of their cells. The next day, they isolated one brother, one of the Conrads named Quentin Abbott, and took him to isolation to the Indiana SHU unit, saying that he was the ringleader. But there were 25 prisoners involved, allegedly. So we know that they're trying to single this brother out as the ringleader who initiated the so-called uprising. We have to also support him. I would also like to say that the Indiana Department of Corrections and Wabash Valley staff have a tendency of totally disregarding the Constitution and the policies that allow us to be treated like human beings. And as a result of that, they said repression breeds resistance. The greater the repression, the greater the resistance. So I believe due to the
situation with the COVID-19, there's going to be other episodes of resistance here at Wabash Valley because the officers are not being trained to treat prisoners humane. It is unfortunate that we, as convicts and activists who know policy, who know law, who know the Constitution, are the ones who are having to train and teach the ignorant. These officers basically disregard the law, basically disregard policy, so we have to learn policy. So I encourage you to tell the brothers and comrades that y'all are in contact with that they have to learn the policy so that we can use the policies to expose the constitutional violations that are continuing to exist here in Wabash Valley.
Amen.
I would also like to say that it is definitely important for us to support any movement to get the release of these prisoners, just 6,000 prisoners, because, you know, we want to ensure that they're not exposed to the COVID-19 and unfortunately have to be victimized and dehumanized by this whole entire experience as well as their families. So I hope that there's victory in this. I hope that y'all can collectively work together, set aside all your differences and work together in a common goal and a common interest, you know, because, you know, through the people there's a great power. So power to the people. This is my statement for this movement. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Say power to all the people.
Power to all the people.
We say free them up.
Free them all.
We say free them up.
Free them all.
We gonna do one more. One of the prisoners that's locked up. Oh, we got two more.
This is Brandon Lewis and Colin Walker at Wabash Valley. I just wanted to know, like Kalfani said, that there have already been in the past 2 weeks 4, you could say, minor uprisings in 4 different facilities around the state, and that is expected to increase as they impose more and more restrictions on people. And a simple way to deal with this that would prevent that largely would be to just let out these over 6,000 people who have already done their time and only have less than a year left on their sentence.
Yes, mass release. Yes.
Foremost, I want to thank the collective for the platform. All right, first and foremost, I want to thank the collective for the platform to be able to air out our grievances and to be able to tell the public about the conditions behind these wild offenses. My name is Brandon Lewis. I'm at Wabash facility. My DLC number is 114683. My author and African name is Eli Naeem. And I've been incarcerated for 12 years. The thing that I want to speak on right now is the fact that even though there are all these cases and all of these penitentiaries, even though there have been 5 correctional officers that have been diagnosed with the coronavirus working at this facility, even though there was a teacher that contacted the coronavirus and was placed on a ventilator, we still are not on lockdown. We still are allowed. So right now, everybody is at rec right now. And it's not a gathering of 10 people, it's a gathering of 100 people, all in the day room, all together, at the table, playing cards, at the table, braiding hair, in the cell, smoking and drinking together, et cetera, et cetera. And now they done closed down the gym, so now in the morning, it's the same thing. You come out for rec, it's too cold outside, everybody is in the day room. Everybody is interacting, not in groups of 10 or less, but in groups of over 100 people. So the country was late with shutting down. As a result, the whole month of February was missed, and a lot of progress was missed, and a lot of lives have been lost. This penitentiary, as well as all the other penitentiaries in the state or in the country, should have been on lockdown. Because when it comes through here, it's gonna come through here just like those nursing homes, because there are a lot of brothers in here with diabetes, a lot of brothers in here with asthma, a lot of brothers in here with hypertension or high blood pressure, a lot of brothers in here, a lot of brothers in here, a lot of brothers in here. There's probably a lot of brothers in here walking around that are HIV positive and don't even know it. Because so 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, I was in my cell and my cellie got sick. And when he got sick, he started coughing, and I'm sitting on the box down here, and I'm afraid to a certain extent. I'm telling him, hey man, cover your mouth. After he got well, I got sick. And noticed that even in the cell, he wearing his mask. You know? So one day I had a fever. I never got my temperature checked because they didn't care that I was sweating. I was obviously feeling cold. So I went out there and I told him, hey, I think I got a fever. I've been feeling bad. I've been coughing, something, et cetera, et cetera. He said, he'll tell the nurse. I never heard nothing else of it. Never heard nothing from it. You know, so these are the type of things, you know, and I love my rec. I love recreation. I work out, you know, consistently. But the prison not being on lockdown, all of this stuff not being shut down, is such an apathy that it raises, you know, almost to a criminal level, in my opinion. You know, me being able to go to the COs and tell them that I think I have a fever. You know, I'm cold, I've been coughing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And for me not to be isolated in a cell at the very least, you know what I'm saying, and took to medical, is a level of apathy almost criminal. And I'm thankful, you know, to the collective for the outlet to even speak on some of these things, because it's only a matter of time before we're overrun. It's inevitable, especially when you consider the fact that we're still allowed to come out to rec. We're still allowed to hang out in groups of 150 people at a time. So, you know, I'm thankful. But I don't understand why we have to wait until we drop them like flies before we follow the Governor Holcomb's recommendation in social distance. You know, even though it's hard to because I live in a cell with somebody. But letting that be said, you know, that's what I chose to speak on tonight. And I have another brother whose character is impeccable. And I've known him for many, many years. I've seen him in situations where, you know.
So you heard from that brother right there. Let's say free him out. Free him out. We say free him out. 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 As he was speaking to, we're going to end with that one right there, but as he was speaking to, this amounts to a crime against humanity. You know what I mean? This is a crime against humanity, because in any other situation, if they was out here, they would be looking at, if you crowd a lot of people in a space, and when y'all talking about social distancing, and when that pandemic break out, the institution probably be held liable for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can't even go in here and eat in any of these restaurants right now. But they can hold the people in these confined environments in prison. You know what I mean? So we looking at this as a crime against humanity. You know what I mean? And that's why we saying free them out. You know? So we have to keep on standing together with these brothers. You heard from them. You heard from Kelly. Her son caught this from being on the unit that passed it around to 32 people got TB because they put this individual on there, infected them, didn't give them proper medication. You know, Holcomb just was talking about only 27 people have it. Now we find out in one facility, 90 people have it. You know what I mean? What's the other numbers at the other facilities that they ain't been testing the other brothers there? You know what I mean? What about the women's prison? Let's talk about that. Yeah. You know, we stand with the women. You know, their situation is always being left untalked about, but we stand with them as well. Right. And we will be doing protests at their institutions, because we say free the women too. Free the women too. We say free them all. Free them all! When we say free men and we say free women, we talk about all of them. Free them all!
Free them all!
And that's what we're going to have to do. So we going to continue to organize. We're going to continually be out here because when they see us to grow, when we start to grow, they're going to try to get ahead of the problem because they want us to disband. You know what I mean? They don't want us out here doing this type of stuff. They don't want us to raise the consciousness of the people. They don't even want to cross over ethnic lines and gender relation lines and nationality lines and sex lines and stuff like that and talk about class struggle. They don't want that. They fear class struggle. But we say what they doing to us is a class struggle against our people, the lower class people.
Yeah.
And this is why we out here standing with our brothers and sisters in the joints right now. You know what I'm saying? We say free them all.
Free them all!
We say free them all.
Free them all!
We say free them all.
Free them all!
All power to the people.
All power to the people!
Thank you.
Well,